Okay. So we're continuing that learning series for the extended 41, the Taichi for Health extended 41, which is based on the Sun set, Sun Lutang set. Okay. So we've done, I think we did 3 lessons already. So we started with the preparation, just how to prepare yourself, what to do, and then the commencement. Right? So the commencement, this is the first move, right? Which includes the step out. And so to me, it's 2 moves, but actually that's the commencement, and then the open and close from there. Right? And then the second part, right, was the So the second part is a single whip, followed by the one saw, right? 3 times stepping sideways, and I'm just running through it real fast. Don't use this as an example of how to do it properly, and I'm just running through it, right? And then the open and close. Okay, and then last week, so with my back to you, right? Last week we went into how to turn and shift, and we talked about the brush knee, and we ended with the follow step. So if you look at the name of the movements, and I put a link out there, Susie will send that out. There's a nice little site, somebody posted the name of the 41 movements. Because the follow step is so important, I always think of the follow step as a separate movement, but it's not. So the follow step is a lot of times it's the ending part of the movement. So you can think of when you do the brush knee, right? The brush knee doesn't end here, the brush knee ends here with the follow step, okay, from there. So from the brush knee, right? So from the brush knee becomes the Pipa, and it switches hands. It's actually the opposite hand. Right? So you brush knee, the hands are going to roll to center. So you drop. Imagine like they're closing a little bit. Yeah. So from the brush knee, you just roll this hand, right? This brush knee, drop the shoulder, drop the elbow, and as you do that, the palm, you can see the palm swoops up a little bit. Right? This hand, right, the shoulder and elbow drop down, and the palm drops down, and it almost looks like the Pipa. It almost looks like the playing the Pipa, but on the opposite side. But it's actually the transition to it. Right? So if I'm brushing knee from here, right, I have the follow step. Right? My hands start to roll to the center while I'm stepping back, and then as I sit back, the back hand, in this case my left hand, is going to come forward, and this is the Pipa. So from this side, the palm lines up with the inside of the elbow. The elbow is a little bit bent from here. So we'll look at this today. We'll look at the hand movement, and we'll look at the feet movement. But from the brush knee, it'll transition through here first, and then as you turn, then the Pipa comes out. So you can see that there's an angle from here. Right? The palm is straight. We don't want these turns and twists and such. We want to keep it open and extended. We want to keep everything nicely stretched. And this hand closes, and it just drops into place. So don't reach, don't make it real tight. Just comfortably drops into place. From the martial sense, this will also line up with another person's, actually their elbow. This would be their elbow, and this would be their wrist from there, from here. Okay, Bon, come. Can I just demonstrate that from here? Yeah. So if Bon were coming out and I were catching her, right, the outside hand would be her elbow, and the inside hand would be her wrist, and then that would lock the form from there. Okay. All right. So let's see. From the brush knee, you want to sit down? You want to join us?
Not
yeah? Okay.
I'm not going to join.
So
Gets me really agitated.
when we look from the step up, the next movement is to step back. Okay? So let's look at that first. Right? So we brush knee, we have the follow step. To do the follow step, right, we have to fold, let the body turn a little bit to release the back leg, and then the back leg can shuffle up. And it's just, if you listen to your body, right, as you're turning and you release the leg, if you release that tension, it will, you turn and release the tension, it will come to the perfect step. The guideline is about heel to toe, somewhere around heel to toe. So if you need a guideline, so if it's, that would be too far, and we don't want a big gap over here, right? It tends to just kind of overlap, actually, but you can feel it when you come here, right, and then you turn a little bit, you fold, and you let your body turn. This will release the tension of this leg, and when you pick it up, it will just step up. Because as you turn, right, you're pulling the back leg, so you're creating some tension. So when you release that tension, that's the perfect step. Okay, so that's the first part. Right? So we're just kind of reviewing from here. Now to step back, that leg, I'm sorry, let me face this way. To step back, this leg has to be free. So we have to keep ourselves in this hip joint so this leg can step back again from here. Okay? And then we're going to sit back. We want to bring the front leg back. So we have to sit and fold. And to release this leg, that means we have to turn again. So we have to fold to keep our knee back. And we have to turn and sit in here. And then this leg will release. And then this leg can come back. Okay? So it would be the brush knee. We turn and fold, and the follow step. Okay? And then the step back from here. And then eventually would sit, and they would turn, and it would tap. Okay? So we're bringing in walking. We're really bringing in walking now, stepping forward and stepping back. So just that sequence, that's the fall prevention, right? Learning how to step up and step back. And the follow step does a lot for our stability, and not just transferring energy, but for the stability from there. So just practicing that, right? The brush knee, follow step. You have to turn, release that leg, and then step back, and then let this fold. So let the hips stick back, and then turn, and then release the front leg and tap. Okay, that's where we want to get to today. Okay? So again, step up, follow step, sink into the front hip, step back, sit back, let it fold. And you see my body, I'm letting it fold, and then turn, and then release. Okay? So one more time. Brush knee, follow step, step back, sit back, and turn, and release. Okay? And you notice right now I'm not worried about the palm position. I'm just focusing on the leg. My hand is in position, but relaxed. Okay? So from here, the brush knee, sink, follow step, sink back into here, sit back, fold, and turn, and tap. Okay, so that's the leg. So from the front, from the front view, follow step, you can see me turning. I have to release again, so I can step back. Okay? I have to sit and fold, and I have to turn and relax into here, and then I can tap. Okay? We call this a half horse in our other styles. All right, so where are the hands? Okay? So the first part is the transition, and then the sliding. So it transitions, and then it exchanges. And the exchange comes from turning the waist. So if I turn to your right, that will push your left hand out. I turn to your right, your left hand will come out. I turn to your left, then the left hand will come in. Okay? So it's to make the hands go back and forth. Right? Don't just scrub, but turn the spine, turn the body, and let the hands follow the movement. So this works together. So it initiates from turning the body, turning the spine back together. So when we look at the movement, in the brush knee, from here, the follow step, as we release the back leg, let the hands roll to center. Right? So as we release the back leg, the hands will just roll. And just like you're holding a pipe, you can imagine you're holding a pipe. And they just close, elbows down from here. Right? So the brush knee, and as the back leg releases, there. So you can see the coordination of stepping back with rolling the hand back from there. So brush knee, follow step, sink. As I'm sinking, the hands are starting to roll back and I can step. When I step down, I'm in this transitory position. And it really is kind of a Pipa, although we don't recognize it as that. So as I sit back and I turn, right, the back hand will come forward. Right, they'll pass my middle. As I start to release and turn all the way, then the Pipa comes out. So let me face this way so you can see that. Okay. So the follow step, as I release, the hands roll. As I step back, it finishes. I sit back, the hands are in the middle, they start to change position. And as I release that leg, right, the Pipa, the play the Pipa comes out from there. Right from there. And hard to teach this one without doing the brush knee, right, to show you that transition. So follow step, release and step back, transition, sit, the hands start rolling and turning, 45, right here I'm 45, and this can release. So you can see it's not too high. The tip of my finger is no higher than the top of my shoulder, probably a little lower. But if it's way up here, it tells you, yeah, that's too high. So just relax, right? If you put your hand out and relax and just drop the elbow, that's kind of where it is. Right? You can see a slight angle coming up, and this hand closes right here. So the center of your palm, your guideline could be about the center of your palm is about the center of the fold of your elbow, right into here. So it's a catching movement. So you have this sliding movement, right? So you're actually catching and sliding into place. Right? You're catching and turning the waist, allowing that slide. So if you stop turning, your hands stop moving. So you want to get to here, you have to turn some more. Right? And that's the coiling and uncoiling from there. All right, so in the set, with my back to you, right, we're gonna brush knee to the left, and then we're gonna Pipa. So starting from the open and close, right? You shift to the left foot, turn and fold, the right hand slides up. You notice right here, the palm is again in the elbow, right? Release, have to turn, release and turn back. Brush the knee, fingertip, and heel of palm and lift. And then sink into the left, follow step. As I release into the hip again, roll the hands to center as I step back, sit back, turn, the hands slide into place and release. So it's sliding and release. So as I release this leg, you can see my hip and all these joints release, and you can see the shoulders drop down. So there's always that hand and leg coordination, not just the breath movement, but the hand and leg coordination. They really do work together. And that's why I talk about the hands can help to pick up the leg and move the leg from there. Okay, so one, excuse me, one more time to face this way. And then we'll do the other side. Okay, so we'll start off from the open and close. Okay. We'll practice the brush knee turn to release the left, turn, drop the fingertips, step, release the hip joints and come forward, lift the sternum, brush the knee. Fold into the left hip, follow step, release the hip joint, transition, roll, sit back, fold, the hands are center, keep on turning and sitting back, and release and catch from there. Okay, let's do this side. We'll turn to your right. Yeah, so we get to practice two movements. We get to practice the brush knee again. Right, so we have to shift. We have to shift to your right. The left hand slides up, turn, sit back, left hand falls, step, brush knee, fold into the right hip, left foot follows steps, fold and sink into the right hip again. The hands roll to center. As you sit back, the hands start sliding. You keep on turning to your left, right foot releases. So you can see that little extra action, that roll, right, with the leg from here. So it's not just here and stiff. You lose if you do that. You lose that round motion. It's sinking into place. Yeah, that you're feeling the shoulder blade, rolling and sinking down, and you have that sliding motion. So even just a little sliding motion starts to introduce that little spiral. So as you're moving, things are turning. Help? You help me?
To do what?
Help me just to show. Right, so it could be right there. Hold your hand up from here. So transition, and then it slides, and then this is the lock. But if I just do it straight, right, it really doesn't affect her body. But if it round and slide and turn, then you can move the person, right? That spiral energy. Whether I step forward, step back, step the same, that's all options that have to be learned in practice. But the basic is that there is that from the brush knee, right? There's that transition of catching, everything just kind of collapses, falls into place, and then the turn comes out. So the movement is play the pipa, hold the pipa, or play the pipa. You hear me saying hu pipa. That's how I learned it. Hu pipa, play the pipa. The pipa is a Chinese lute. You think of a guitar, right? This is the neck, the head, the neck, and this is the body, right? So you're playing an instrument. So a lot of the movements, when they're able to do it, they like it to be poetic, right? But it's also very descriptive from there. Any questions about it? It seems simpler than when I thought I was going to be teaching it. But you can see what it teaches you, right? It involves all of this. You have to learn to sink and turn and release. When you step up from here, there's some tension, right? So to bring the leg back, right? Even if you're holding that expansion, inside the joint has to release. So in the learning stage, right, you have this tension coming up here, let go, right? Practice letting go and then release. You really want to learn to let everything go. Then once you understand that, you can start adding that. You can start maintaining that expansion, but the joints have to let go. So you can have a little bit expansion, but you can feel to step back. If I don't let go, then I'm kind of like wobbling. I'm just holding everything in place. But if I let go of the joints a little, everything will sink. But I don't have to do that full 100%. Boom. Let go. So that's refinement. That's refinement from there. Right. So, let's see. I'll just do it facing side, just so we get the different angles. Yeah. So let's see. I'll just start from the brush knee. So let me start this way. I'll just go to all the different angles. So from the back view, right? From the brush knee, my left hand, right leg is back, right? Follow step. You can see the leg, and then stepping back, right? And shifting into my right, and release from there. Okay, one more time. Right from the brush knee, follow step, transition. You can see my waist actually starting to turn as I'm flowing more into the movement, and sink. Okay, facing this way. And from the brush knee, follow step. The hands start transitioning, and then stepping back, and sink. And then I turn back. Body is still angled to the right. Okay, so from the brush knee, follow step. Oh, I'm sorry. Brush knee, follow step. The wrists will release, right? But in the sunset, they don't fall all the way down. That's more from my young habit. And I think I talked about that last time. Right? The hands transition as I step back and start shifting, get center, keep on turning, sink. Okay, facing you. From the brush knee, follow step, step back, the hands start transitioning and sliding. Okay, one more time. Brush knee, follow step, hands start transitioning and sink. Okay, and last direction. So from the brush knee, follow step, do that one more time. Pay a little bit more attention to the time. Okay, turn and follow step. Release. The hands start transitioning. So that time I really blended the movement. Let me slow that down to break that down. But you can see the transition of what it would look like. Right? So the brush knee, right? Follow step, step back, transition, sink, and set from here. Okay? So yeah, as you start doing it, it's just going to smooth out, right? The movements will start blending together. When they start blending together, enjoy that, but then take some time to go back and clean it up and separate it all again to see if you're overlapping, if your timing is off, is what I'm trying to say. If your timing gets too far off, yeah? Because as you start flowing, your hands might flow faster than the legs. So, which is not necessarily a wrong thing, but then that timing, you still want to kind of end together. So if the hands speed up, right, there's going to be a part where the hands have to slow down as the legs sink from there. Right? So if I did it for myself and I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to really study, break down the moves, right? It just might be. Right? Just one continuous movement, and you find you have to let go. If you don't let go of the hip joints, then you struggle to pick up that other leg, and you struggle to pick up and put down and make the transitions. But if you let go of the joints in between and move and let go of the joints and hip and shoulders, then you can just move right into it, and then those movements start to come out. So you actually want to feel, even if it's small inside of the joints, you have that movement from there. Okay. Okay, let's just run it from the beginning, at least to that point, and we'll see. Maybe we can go a little further. So feet together, relaxing, head suspended, starting to relax the joints. Let the bottom of the feet sink. Gently let the ankles touch. Just imagine the energy pulling up from the earth, and as your ankles touch, flowing up, and just warming up and stimulating and relaxing the kidneys. And then energy rising. Tuck the pelvic forward, roll your tailbone under a little, tuck the chin down, and then pull and suspend from the top. Take a nice deep breath. And then gather. Expand, so your heels come up a little, and then sink into place. Rise when you're ready, and breathe in an extra breath. Gently press the knees back, and shift to your right, fold and turn. Open the left foot 45. Shift to the left, fold and turn. Open the right foot 45. Come back to center. Breathe in and rise, and again gently press the knees back a little bit, and and that's your perfect starting position. Open your palms, right? Recheck your body. Bottom of the feet relaxed, legs heavy, sinking on the floor, sinking into the earth. Head suspended. Sun in the sky, connected to the sun in your heart. Relax all your facial muscles and smile from the heart. And start expanding the palms and fingers while you work on Sung, relaxing while you're moving, while you have a form. When you're ready, commencement, breathing in. Sink a little lower. Shift to your right. Step with your left. This is all part of commencement. Sink to your left. Step up right. Gently brush against the rib cage. Open and closes. Number 2. Shift to your left. Turn. Free the right. And then turn. And then step. Release. And open to single whip. Shift a little to the left. Tap in. And one sow. One. Remember, you have to release the hip joints before you can pick up the other leg. Look at the fingertips, and then one finger, and then scan the horizon or the mountain top. Come back to center, open and close. Left side. Shift right, turn to release the left foot, then turn to the left and step. Palms are rising. Look at the right hand. Left foot in and then out. First time, fingertips. Second time, second finger, second line, eye level. Third time, scanning in the distance, mountaintop or horizon, or even farther. Open and close at the heart. Okay, I'm just going to reset myself a little bit more centered. Okay, brush knee, shift left, right hand slides up, spine coils to the left, right, and then step. Tap, heel of palm, lift the sternum and sink and follow step. Transition to Pipa. Step back, sit, hands start sliding, turn. Release the left leg. Here. Okay. We're going to continue with the next part. We'll break it down in the next class, but we'll continue for today. So left heel out, twist step left, shift forward, slide the right hand up, right foot up, twist step right. Okay, I don't have much room, so I'm going to take a small step. And I'm adjusting for the room I have. Left foot up, left hand covers. Turn your waist and shift your weight up to the left. Hands make a fist. Right foot follows and turn your waist more to the left. Let the left hand gently touch the rib cage and sink into the left. Step back, release the palms. Sit back, release the left leg, rolling back. Gather, step up, lift the sternum, double palms, pushing mountain. Follow step. Step back. Oh, I'm sorry. Follow step, turn to the front, shift, turn, open and close. And then we'll do the right side. Shift to the right, left hand slides up. Brushing the right knee, turn, and then turn. Fingertip, heel of palm, lift the sternum, turn and follow step. The hand starts rolling, transition. Sit back, free the right toe. Pipa. Right heel, twist step to the right, left hand on the bottom. Parry. Left heel, twist step, come up, parry. Right foot up, cover. Keep on turning, hands start making a fist. Follow step. Step back, open, rolling back. Oh, I forgot that one small move. That's okay. Mount, step up, double palm, left foot follow, and turn back to the front. Shift left and right. Breathe in and out. Double palm. Release. We'll end right here. Breathe in and out. Shift to the right. Bring the left foot in. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. So the ending, the closing, you can see it might change a little bit each time. They're just variations, right? I'm not real strict about exactly how I do it. The part that I said I forgot to do. Oh, okay. I remember. It was on the step up and cover, and then the follow step and the punch. But we'll do this in the future. But I don't like to end here, right? I want to turn, right? I'm always turning, right? We always got an extra coil and turning. So when this hand, you can see the separation, right? I'm square, but when I'm turning, because if I turn to my left, then my right side will come forward, and if I relax my left arm, then my fist can gently tap my rib cage. So you just want to feel that gentle tap, right? So in the medical Qigong, right, you could be helping to release energy, stimulating and such, but there's a gentle connection. And because you're turning, there might be a little rub, right, because it's a turn. So as you're coming in, you could stop when it taps, or if you bring your hand in closer, right? If you bring your hand in closer, you might have a little rub and stimulation. So right around here, right? Liver, stomach, right? Your side. It's right about the middle of the rib cage. You can go and look at charts where the acupuncture points are and where the organs are. So you can see all this kind of rubbing, light rubbing. Doesn't have to be heavy. You said light rubbing, stimulation with a nice breath. Inhale, exhale. Right, helps to stimulate and treat your organs at the same time. Right? And it helps to strengthen you too as you do the move. So yeah, I won't get into that. That'll be another lesson from there. Okay, any questions? I have to take time, really review this video to see if I can just keep it. Oh, it would be so easy, right? If I don't have to edit anything out. Right. So today's lesson was it movement number 8, I believe. Pipa, or playing the pipa. So just remember from the brush knee, it goes through that transition, and then it slides. from there. The leg, when you look at the leg, we're just continuing, practicing what we learned earlier about folding, right? Letting this fold. You can see I let my body go forward. Later on, I can worry about straightening it up. That requires more rolling of the hips. That requires the legs to be stronger, the back to be a little bit stronger. But in relaxing and fall prevention, right, it's the collapsing, everything centers down and letting go. Right? So always practicing folding, and when we shift and turn and releasing, right? Releasing that joint, releasing that energy, then the other leg can transition. Right? So as soon as I pick up this leg, I'm creating tension here. So when I set that leg down, I have to let go of that tension before I can shift. Now I'm creating tension, I have to let go of that tension before I can pick up that leg. So when we practice the one sound, right, it's that coil, release, tension, release, expansion, contraction, and slowly listening to how your hands and the legs coordinate and work together from there. Okay, we won't do the whole set. We'll end here. I think that's enough for today. Okay. Oh, I'm glad we at least got this. I think it'll be usable. So we end with the bell meditation. Yeah. So just sit nice and relaxed. Breathe in from the top of your head. Sink the air down, open your throat, relax your chest. Let your lower belly expand, relax, and then just let it collapse naturally and exhale. As you're doing this, relax all the facial muscles. Just feel them fall. And think about your chest area. Think about that little sun in your chest, being fed by the sun in the sky. And your heart, the heart energy, and smile from the heart area. While physically trying to let go of all the tension in your face, but smiling from the heart area. As always, any distractions, acknowledge and bring yourself back to your practice, your meditation. And you slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together. And move your feet around. And gentle pounding. eyes and then scalp. Just the pads of your fingertips. And then tapping front to back, center to outside. Now unroll your ears, slowly taking your time. Okay, and then the back, the back of your neck, pull those muscles away from your spine. Work all the way up to the occipital ridge and all the way down. And all of these are any time of day, any time of day you need to do this. You can warm up your face if you want. Your hands are cold, you can warm up your hands before. And your hands should be really warm from the practice. Okay. Outside, top, inside, bottom. Loose wrist. Yeah, loose wrist. Kidneys and then legs. All right, your right hand. Yeah, your left hand. Okay, thank you. So today was breaking down the movement for the Pipa. I think it's number 8. I'll double check. I shouldn't even say the number until I double check, make sure. But I'm pretty sure it's movement number 8. Right. So follows from the brush knee, transitions to the Pipa. Okay. So next time we'll finish up that section. We'll see if we can finish up that section. Will be the parry movement, the parry and parry. And so it includes the twist step with the parry. They don't call it they won't say twist step in the movement. I take that out of learning the twist step out of the Yang style. But the twist step helps to identify what the legs are doing. Yeah. Parry, she asked, why is it called parry? Parry, when you look at boxing and pugilism, parry is basically like a deflection, yeah? So if somebody's punching you, you parry the hand first, and you get it out of the way, you redirect it somehow, and then you might give your offense, right? So the parry move indicates that it's some kind of movement that's probably catching, because the hands are going this way. It's probably catching the other person's arm, whether it's a punch or a reach or a grab, right? And controlling it and redirecting, and then something happens. Yeah. So I if you look on my YouTube, when I started to look at it, it's an interesting area of the move, because I did a demonstration where I could see a scenario that a whole bunch of moves actually can flow into each other right out of the set, which is really intelligent to do, because a lot of times you don't just roll from one movement to the other in a practical term. And people will say, well, nobody's going to do that. Yeah, nobody's going to do that, but you practice it, you show that it could be done with a lot of normal reactions, possible reactions. And that included the parry, and then the covering, and then the striking, and the whole thing to there. Normally it's like, here's how you do this move, right? And when you transition to the next move, it's because maybe a different person, or the person has changed angle. But this whole series from the brush knee can actually, I was showing how it could just actually roll right into an actual fight. You could actually use it like that. It tells you the intelligence of the creator of the set, that he saw and designed the set that way. And that's why sets. Uh, Everybody designs their own sets because you see different possibilities. Right? So thousands of different ways, like dance, right? Thousands of different variations. All same basic foundation, same basic moves when you really study them, but just a different sequence, a different tweak, a different flavor, yeah, from them. There. But yeah, that's what parry is. Okay, all right. Have a nice rest of the day, and no luncheon tomorrow, but I will see you in person. Yeah, we still have in person. Okay, thank you, Susie. Thank you, Marian, Sylvia. Yeah, anybody else who's there? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.